Let's go live. All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let me throw this over here. Make sure that we're good on audio and everything. I have not. I didn't. Probably should check that. All right, audio. Yeah, audio's coming through. At least on my end. Hopefully, it is for you guys. Today's a third part of the series. We're going to be doing a little bit more design work. I'm only here for about an hour today. I do have some other stuff I have to take care of, some client work. So I probably should close my client work so that it's not up on the screen. That'd be a good idea. But what I wanted to do today was I typically just kind of like rush through designs and I forget to make components and make things accessible later, and it takes a lot more work for me in the future. So I want to stop and take a second to make sure that I do a little bit of cleanup before I continue. That will just line things up a little bit better. I'll show you guys what I mean. I'll hop into that right now. Let me actually pop up my screen real quick to show that. Okay. So design hasn't changed at all from the last episode. I haven't even touched it. I'm trying to only touch it on the live stream so that I can actually extrapolate some value. One of the things that I typically forget to do early on is start componentizing some of my work. And one of the biggest ones is componentizing your icons that you're going to use throughout the design. It makes it, if you componentize them, it just makes them easier to reuse them, and it makes it easier to go back and export all the SVGs when you're finally finished, to just export them all in one batch and import them into the website. And so I'm going to do that now, kind of walk you through that process and then why I do it the way I do, and show you how I'm going to make these lists into a components. That also goes into why I do the icons the way I do in componentizing. So let's componentize some of these icons here first. I want to create a new page here. I'm just going to call this components. I don't need to have each of them broken apart. And we'll just add a frame here and we'll call this icons. And what I'm going to do is go throughout my design here, and I'm just going to grab all of my, so that one, what I can do here is I could probably just grab the vector of each one, and then I can press, shift tab, and I think it grabs the top one. I already have a check mark. I already have an X. I have an arrow right, which I will need like arrow left and all that stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's grab this one too. I have an X already. I have check mark. I have arrow right. I need an arrow up. And I think those are the only ones. Arrow, there's my arrow left. Oh, and my chevron down. Okay. Shift enter will select the parents, and I'm selecting all of my icons. I'm going to press Command C. I'm going to go into my icons board here. I'm just going to paste them in. They're not going to be looking correctly, so I'm just going to go ahead and center all of these, move them here. We're going to decrease the size of them so I get them all on the board. And what I want to do now is make these all one size. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to take each one. I'm going to press K on my keyboard, or it's the scale tool, which is super handy because SVGs have a hard time with scaling. So like if you have your grab tool and you try to scale these, sometimes they don't scale correctly. Like that, like the stroke doesn't stay consistent. So I'm just gonna press K on my keyboard, and we're gonna go to 24 pixels by 24 pixels, 24 pixels by 24 pixels. Okay, on all these, oops, that one's already 24, that one's already 24. Let's set this to, okay, cool. And did I go? I hope I went live. I'm gonna double check real quick that I am live. Yes, I'm live. Okay, we're good. I just don't see chat moving at all, so I wanted to make sure. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take all these, I'm gonna select all of them, and then I'm gonna press go here. I'm gonna change all these colors to just black. So we're gonna go in here, move all these to black so they all match. And then what I wanna do is I wanna make, like, we'll call this cross or close, be fine. Arrow right. This should be arrow left. Although it's 100, if I export something that is shifted 180 degrees, like if I export this as an SVG, will that, I want to check real quick. Will that, it does export as a left. Okay, so we're good there. This is going to be arrow right up, or upright, arrow up, right, chevron down, and then we'll just call this quote. What I'm going to check here too is that if all of these are using stroke, which they are, we're going to go ahead and just make all of these set to 2. I'm going to do 2 pixels on these so they all match. Okay, this is set to 2. Does this one stroke? This one stroke too. So we're going here. And we'll set this to 2. And I don't like that one on that one. So let's go 1.5, 1.5 on this. Okay, that's better. Let's go ahead and reduce the size on these. And what I want to do here is now, let's take these icons. I'm going to Shift A. And we're going to just left, right. Let's go ahead and hug my height here. Why is that not? Oh, it's adding spacing. We're just going to go 32, 32. Okay. Now I'm going to take each one of these. I'm just going to go, I think it's Control Option K. I'm going to make each one of these. Oh, this is checkbox. I'm going to make each one of these Control Option K their own individual component. So each one is its own component. Now, a lot of people would say, why not just create a variation? Like, why not just have a variation in here and paste it in? I'll show you why it's not a good idea to do that. So I'm just going to make each one its own. Okay. And I'm noticing here, like, as I see, this also helps. As I see these side by side, I'm starting to notice, like, these don't really match, like, size-wise. I'm going to decrease this real quick just so I can get them closer. Like, these are huge compared. So I'm going to grab these, and we're going to decrease those to match. That's looking a lot better. This one too, we're going to decrease that. Just actually, that one probably needs to stay the same. But now everything's starting to look a little bit more consistent across the board. All right. Okay, so I made my icons here. And what we're going to do now is I want to go ahead and use these. But really right now how I'm using them is mainly in these lists. So I want to go ahead and start making these different lists. So I'm going to grab a couple of them. We're going to go over this way. I'm going to grab a frame here. I'm going to paste them in here just so I have them. And let's, I don't know why that feels so, maybe it's just because it's not large enough. Here's a different version. I'm trying to grab all my different versions that I have, which those are kind of the same. Okay, but let's go, what other version do I have here? This one, not so much. I'm not too worried about that. There is the icon like circle. I'm not going to worry about that yet either too. This one, this is what I need. Okay. So we have like a yellow background with the black icon, and then there's and I have a lot of these icons with like a circle icon. So I might make that a component by itself too, just so I can get back into using this faster later. And they're all going to stay pretty consistent. So let's go ahead and go, let's take this and let's go create a new one over here. We'll just call this framed icons, or framed icon rather. Okay, we're going to take this here. We're going to put that in here. I'm going to press Command Option K. I'm going to call this framed icon. And what I want to do here is I want to grab the original checkbox that's here, which I think is, yeah, here we go, checkbox here. I'm going to change this one to yellow. So let's go to my primary color. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about sizing. We'll worry about sizing in a minute. But what I want to do here is I want to create a different variation. And what other one do we have? We have yellow with black. So I want to swap these. So this background, I want to be my primary. And then this one, I want to be my base. Okay, so now we have a swap. So I'm going to give these, what are these colors? Colorway. We'll go dark. And then this one will be primary. Yeah, that works. And what I also want to do, because these are components have a really cool, I think it's if I go here, we can go instant swap, and we'll pick an instance here. I'm going to actually call this icon. We'll pick the instance, and we'll go to my icons area here, and we'll just go checkbox for now. Create property. And then I'm going to go into each of both of these here. And then I believe I did this the other day, and I forget exactly how I did it. I think it's here. Yeah, right up here. Because these are components as well, I can link it to this icon like property type. So now when I go and have a, oops, let's not move that out. Let's just duplicate it. So now I have, let's say I'm using this in my design, I can now go here and I can actually switch out my icon immediately to whatever it is that I want. I don't know why that's not centered. Maybe it is, it's just not. Let's see here. That looks visually off center. So I'm gonna test something real quick. This is black. Let's make the background of this one. Why does that look visually off center though? So if I nudge this over by like 5.5, there you go. That's better. Some of the work you have to do as a designer. That's really annoying. Okay, but let's go back to our checkbox. But now we can switch these out to whatever it is we want. Yeah, see, these are not centered. Like optically. Which is really annoying. Okay, what happens if I go... This whole box is centered, right? This whole box is directly center. Directly center. Yeah. Okay, can I swap this one out for my arrow right? Okay, there's something wrong because like all of these do not look optically center, even though they probably are. I hate getting into the details like this, but 4.5. 4.5. Okay, let's swap this out for the arrow left. Arrow. Oh, I can't do it. You know why? I think this whole thing is flipped. Yeah, it is flipped. So we're going to 0 that. I'm going to flip this 180 degrees. And then I'm going to have to center that 4.5. 4.5. So now I have my arrow left, arrow right. Okay, cool. So now we have that updated. Now let's go ahead and I want to make another one for my list types. Hey, Toby. What's going on? Glad to see you here. By the way, I've been meaning to watch your video about the WordPress speed. You said you spent like, what do you say, 13 hours or 30 hours or something insane on that? I'm looking forward to watching that. So definitely going to be checking that out sometime today. Okay, framed icons. Let's make another frame here. And this one's going to be my list item. And we're going to take this whole thing. And I want to just, like you can see, like these are not the same. So I want to make them the same. Is this text? It is right. So this just needs to be larger. Okay. So this is just my reference here. Oh, these are not in there. Why? Let me move these in here real quick so I can move them around. In there. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab my, let's take one of this. Let's just take this whole dark one. Let's toss it in here. So now I have a component instead of just this piece there. And I do want to set up, I'm going to go, this one's going to be called the list item. And we are going to componentize that. So Command Option K. And then I'm going to add a couple different properties to this. So we're going to go text. We'll go title. And we'll just do like some title here. or enter title here. Okay, and then add another text here that's going to be my, I don't know what you call it, description. There we go, that's fine. I'm gonna do lorem ipsum real quick. Lorem, let's generate one sentence for now. Perfect. Okay, let's link those up. So this text will be my title. This text will be, oh, why did that, I removed the styling there. Description. Boop, let's see here. Where's my text? I want this to be bold. There we go. Okay. So I have one list item there that'll cover both of these. So like I can literally, if I'm using this component, say this is my component, I should be able to oh, this was one thing that I ran into that I've been trying to figure out. Hey Marcus, welcome, welcome. This is one thing I've been trying to figure out is like on the top level, I want to be able to edit, which I think I can just by clicking on this. I can edit this here to be whatever I want. Yeah, you can just switch it out by clicking on it and then going, hey, I actually don't want the checkbox. I want it to be this, I want it to be that. You can switch all that out. So, okay. And I could do that on the individual instance. So we're good there. I do want to create another version. So I'm not too worried about like, I could technically go in here and say, you know what, let's create a different version. Let's go, like I can create an icon version just to make it faster for myself. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll go colorway as well, and we'll do dark. And then this one can be my primary. Okay. And so this one I'll just switch to primary. So when I go and use this again, I'm just going to copy it real quick. And we'll just say, actually, I want my dark. Okay, it's going to swap it to dark. Perfect. And then I don't think I use, let me go back in here. Like I'm probably going to want to create like a, see, that's the other issue. I'm going to want to create a dark version for this, which is just going to have like light text. So these colorways I'm not going to use. I have to rethink this for a minute. Oh, I want to create one that's colorway dark. This one's going to be light. And we're just going to keep this because we'll just do this by individual instance. Like what I want my icon to be. Because it really depends on what I'm using them on. So this will be my light one. This will be my dark one. So my light one, I need this to be my text light. And this needs to be my text light muted. This needs to be my text dark. And this needs to be my text dark muted. Okay. Cool. I have those two versions. I need to do one that is, so there's a version with a title and a description, and then there's just one with a title, I suppose. Yeah, one with just a title, and that is not bolded. And we'll probably recall that label. So I'm going to go back in here just so I'm not confused. Let's go back in here and call this label. Okay. So I need one more variation. I'm going to take both of these and actually, no, I'm going to go here, properties, not instance swap, whoops. Properties, variant. What's the variant name? This is going to be type. The default is going to be label plus description. Okay. And then I'm going to duplicate both of those. And I'm going to say, actually, all I need in this one is, so here's my frame. All I need is that. So I'm going to remove this. And this should be my, this is like buried in there. Let's go like that. Let's go there. This should be my text M, and this should be text. Probably default text color. Okay. And is this my light mode? This is my light version. So this one actually needs to be light muted. I'm going to remove this one. This is going to be, this is my type of label description. This one's my light. That's just label. Okay, and then we're going to do another version here. this one is going to be the text dark. And this one is going to be my type of, just label, but this is my dark colorway. So I have my light colorway with the label, my dark colorway with the label, dark label and description, light label and description. Cool. And then one thing I want to check here too is that, like, are these sizings correct on these? So this is about 18 pixels. I want this to be like 18 times 1.62, which is golden ratio. What does 29 look like if I do that? So I'm gonna go K on my keyboard. 2916. Looks rather large, but it doesn't look bad. So I'm just doing by M's here. Oops, what happened there? There we go, that one expanded too. Okay. Now I think I'm good on this. I think I can go ahead and start reusing this here. These though, I do want these to be centered. So like my single ones, I don't want to be top aligned, I want them to be center aligned. And then that should be fine. Okay. However, I do want to make these logos in this, or the icons in this smaller. So I'm going to take both of those. I'm going to go K on my keyboard, and we're just going to decrease them. Probably about there. What was that? 22? 22. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Cool. Let me know if you guys have any questions about components at all. I know I get asked a lot about different design stuff in Figma and how to use it. So let me know if you guys have questions around it. All right, those are created. I have my icon list created, which if I need more icons, now what I'm going to do is if I ever have an icon I grab online, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here and make it a component right away so that I can reuse it anywhere I want. So I have my icons, I have my framed icons, and then I have my list item here. Cool. Okay. I could go throughout my design and like start swapping out these, but it really isn't that big of a deal at the moment. I could start componentizing buttons, but like I think I've done enough for components at the moment. What I do want to do is finish this up. I need to create a footer for this. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Also, I wanted to see how many viewers do I have right now? I got 12. Awesome. That's cool to see. Cool to see that 12 of you guys are here. All right, footer time. I do want to have a very simple footer. I want to have a call to action. So like, let me wireframe it real quick, just so I have an idea. It's going to be really simple. I don't need anything complex, but let's take a section here. Actually, no, let's create a frame, and we'll create a frame here. Not in there though. I want it on the whole entire page. Thank you. Okay. What I do want is like a large piece of text. Let's go rectangle here. Let's have like a line separation. And then I probably want like a logo right. I probably want lists here. So like these will be just something really simple, like three items in a list here. And I probably want a piece of text here as like a call out. And I don't know, we could do socials if there's socials. So do like a list of socials here. And this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to get an idea of like what I want to show. There's gonna be a lot of empty space here. I do want the like standard links here, like the privacy policy, all that stuff, the boring stuff we'll put down below. Like that. Yeah, we're not doing like any kind of fancy call out for this. I mean, I could. What if I wanted like a banner? Maybe not a banner, but like something on my site that is like, hey, get for November, get 20% off or whatever it is. We want to add some type of something to it. what would happen. I'm going to duplicate this real quick. What would happen if we add a larger cart? Would this stuff shrink in? So like, would I take all this, you know, shrink it in here? This would shrink down too. And then would I add a card on this side? That's like get 10% off. Like literally taking, I probably just take like this yellow. Let's just say I take this real quick just to have an idea here. I take this and then I go, let's put this here. And discount. Let's fill that. Okay. Yeah, that could work. We can play with it, but I think that's basically what I want. Like 3 columns for something like this could be location, or no, just could be like site navigation. This could be locations, services. I don't know, right? But something like that. Okay. Logo, lead, and then social icons. And then this can be like standard. I'm just calling them boring links. The boring stuff. I could even put the boring stuff down below if I wanted to, like underneath it. And this, okay, so that's an idea. If this is going to sit here, this could sit. It's so much easier just to, I don't know why I don't wireframe more. Like I just like play with this stuff more. It just makes it easier. Like these can be spread out the whole width. And what if this was just like that? And then this sat like this. Or these two sat together. So we have like one container up here, another container here. That could work. And then I want to hug. Now move these to the right. And then if that disappears, oh, it looks empty. No, this one's a lot easier to implement. And then this could also, like on mobile, because it's sitting on the right-hand side, it could then just sit on top while all this, you know, does its own thing down below. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that better. Okay, let's get rid of that exploration. I want this one, and we'll take this one. Okay, let's see if there's any chat. You already started. My screen got stuck on loading. Oh, that's weird. I don't know. Can you guys, I'm assuming, can you guys see the stream, or is it actually laggy? Like, are you guys stuck and not seeing me doing anything? Because that would be helpful if I'm, to know if I'm just working in the dark right now. Got stuck on loading. All right, let's go and create this footer here. I'm gonna go add a section. So I have a component already made for section, I believe. Did I have 2 components? Oh, I do have 2 components. All right, I'm gonna move this one. Move to page components. Okay. There we go. I forgot I made that, but we'll just move it with everything else. Okay, we're good there. Let's go ahead and add in a section here. I need a section. Let's go to my fill container. No issue on. Okay, it's fine. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I forget how to, dang it. It's been a minute. Oh, it's a command option B to what is it called? What do they say? Detach instance. So I want to take it out of being a component here. We're going to add, I want to add like an H1 in here. So we'll just, I'll do lorem for the moment. And let's go ahead and fill that space. It can be an H1. It's already set as H1. This can be heading color. And then let's add a divider inside my container. So let's add a line. And I hate the lines never go in the container, so I have to Command X, Command V. Let's set this to fill. And I don't know if I have a border color. I do have a border color set. Okay. And then let's set this to, actually we'll put this in between the containers here. And I want my containers of this to be the size of my content. There we go. And then I want a whole other container, so we'll just duplicate this to be below this line here. And then we're going to start building this out. So I want my logo. Let me go grab that real quick, which is nothing at the moment. So logo. We want some type of lead. I'm just going to grab this text here. We'll change it to text. Is it text dtextm? Yeah, dtextm. And then I want socials, which I don't have social icons yet, but maybe I can go grab some. So let's open up. I'm not going to worry too much at this moment about exactly which ones. There's a really awesome iconbuddy.app to get icons from. I love this website. By the way, you and Kevin are really pushing me to get a Mac soon. Honestly, Mac is really awesome. I love it. Awesome, Nick, and a rewatch. Gonna put the kids to bed. All right, techies. See you back when the kids are asleep. I know how that goes. All right, let's look for, I don't know, TikTok. Oh, it's reached. We're just gonna open up a new icon buddy. And we'll do TikTok. Sure. I mean, looks decent. There's another one. I'll grab that one. Okay. Let's add that in. And then I want to frame this. Frame. And we will go ahead and I'm going to set some padding on this to be something like 8. Let's set the background to base. Let's set this icon color to primary. And then I need to reduce the size here. Let's go. Oh, actually, this needs to be smaller, and that might actually fix it. So let's just. Okay. I still want my border radius, so I'm going to go radius, not my global. Let's go radius extra. Medium. I think medium is my global. That's fine. Let's add some more padding here. What happened there? Why is it only 2? 8. 8. Okay. And that can be reduced down. I might change these to white because I don't actually like the yellow on this. And then let's actually add some more padding on it. Let's go 6. Okay. Duplicate those. I'm going to have my social grid here. Let's go down to like space extra small. That's fine. Okay. And actually, I don't like that either. I don't like the black. We're going to go to, let's go to like, what's my background here? Background light. Let's go background light and let's change the white to base. Okay. It's cleaner. It's easier. I like that better. And then let's go ahead and this is my social group. Icon frame. Okay. And then what else do I want? I want these lists here. Do I have anything that's like that? No, I don't have a style for like just a bare link. So let's go ahead and create something. Let's go here. So this is one. This is my left side, or like one container here. So let's wrap those. And then I'm going to set this to be content gap. Okay. I'm going to need another frame here. And then this needs to be left to right. It needs to go there. This needs to be, let's take that. I'm going to throw that in here. And we'll go link item. Why isn't that filling? Oh, because it's not set to a, there we go. I need a title, my list title. And this should be up and down. And then I'm going to change this to be something like, I guess it could be just bolded. I don't see why it needs to be larger. Like, do I do text L? It doesn't matter. We'll go site navigation. Let's left align. Let's create a list out of this one. So we're going to wrap that in a frame. We'll call this list. List item. I'm just going to duplicate this a few times. That needs to go up and down. And then this will space out by like space S. I want to give this a larger space. So we'll go space M between those two items. And then we'll top align, which, oh, it's because there's a, there we go. And we're using, let's bold that. Okay. So I want 1, 2, 3, and let's add those into one. Yeah, let's add those into one. Let's go. I can grab all of these, type in list wrapper, and this can be in my list group. Okay, and we'll space those out by probably a little larger than that. So this will be my locations, and this will be services. Cool. I'm a Windows user for years, but I start transitioning to Mac. There's little things that piss me off, like the non-marked. We don't have those marked on the Mac or on Windows. I don't remember on Mac if you have those or not. Okay. And then now I want to do the links. So that's going to be its own, it's going to be another container. And we're just going to take these link items. I want to style these in some way. I don't know exactly what yet, but like these are going to be the boring links down here. So let's take these two out. So here's like privacy policy. And we're just going to duplicate those. Sure. Okay. And then this will go, I want this to be spread out across. And then this will go ahead and, no, we'll keep that left aligned. I kind of like that. I want to add some flair to this in some way. Like, I don't know if these are going to be like, some of this is going to be primary, but I don't think you can see it. And you can't really see it. I guarantee that breaks contrast. I'm going to check real quick. Come on. Can you open up? But no, yeah, no, it doesn't even come close. You don't have a, I don't know what you mean, because I have those keys on mine. I don't know what you mean by you don't have those, like the non-marked buttons. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, because I have mine. Let's go by heading. Unless you mean something completely different. This, I need to change the base as well. What do I want to do with these? Like, do these have an easy, okay, so this actually, I need to make sure that all these lists here are set to fill, not just hug, and then those need to be left aligned. And then the link items themselves need to be fill as well. Okay. And then, oh, I wanted to figure this out. So like what happens if this gets added? And I'll create different variations of this. Like that works. The only issue is that if this gets really small, I mean, this could break. No. I could just wrap on top. I can just set it so like if do a container query, if it gets to a certain point, just break this, put this on top. Yeah, that could work. And then privacy policy. I kind of wish privacy policy would sit in here. Yeah. Like as if this gets long. Let's do that. Let's set that in here. Actually, wait, how am I gonna do this real quick? There's gonna be like a left side container. So both of these, there's like a top. There's a left and right, and then there's a top and bottom. So left column, right column, and then this needs to be fill, and then this needs to go in left. No, these two need to be top container inside of the left. So we'll go frame that. This will be top row, and then this will be bottom row. Okay, and left column needs to be up and down, and that needs to be space between. And then these two, let's set a spacing here. What's my grid gap here? Oops. Yeah, grid gap, left and right. Why is that not a grid gap? Left. Oh, it's set to hug. We're gonna go fill. Yeah, that works. And then this needs to be set to fill. And then if this is removed, cool, that's fine. And this just needs to be spaced out. So we'll add a space here. Oh, this is the annoying part. In Figma is you can't add margin, like margin auto. So let's add a space of like extra large. And then we'll wrap. Here's my bottom row that needs to be set to fill. Let's wrap this again. I'm going to call this just margin auto, or auto margin. And we're going to go ahead and set this to be a height of fill and set it to be the bottom. So that no matter what, if it can fill, it will. This needs to be set to height of hug. Okay, so if I can height fill, it doesn't reduce. It has a height of fill. And this has a height of hug. If I set that to a height of, I set this section, it's not going to matter. Okay, I can always change it and have different things here. Let's go this to H2. What's this? My H3, 10% off. Let's actually make this a bit darker and valid for all customers between November 16th through December 18th, because of my birthday, December 18th. Sure. And that could be really simple. We can add some type of like call out to this. And actually this space needs to be larger. It's not enough. So space L. What is this gapped at? It's gapped at auto. But you can't add, so you can't add a gap and then also have it set to like autofill, which is fine. It doesn't look terrible. Let's go extra large, and then it's also set this one to extra large. Yeah, cool. And then this can be set to height of fill, and then just mention actually no, they don't even have to mention it. We'll just, it'd be like one of those things. It's a deal you get regardless. And I kind of, you know what I want? I actually want that to be black. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I'm using yellow. But what if this, like, so let's take that. Let's duplicate the whole thing. Let's take this and set it to be base. Okay, and this can be my text light muted. My text light, and this can be my text light muted. And this, how about I do primary on that instead? But is that set to an opacity? It is. press 0 on my keyboard to make it 100%. I kind of like that more. It just, like the black is very contrast on the page, so it stands out immediately. So I probably keep that. Okay. And then I manually want this to be width. Oh, I see here. This is not set to fill. But that's probably not what I want to do because it's going to break it. And that's going to do 50-50. So let's hug it. Let's hug it. Let's hug it. And let's fill that width of my right column. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What tool was it for contrast? Oh, let me go back up. Make sure. Okay, we're talking about Mac. What tool was it for contrast? What tool is this? Contrasts. Where did I get this from? One sec. Let me, because it has been super helpful. Can I see, where's like the purchased? Does it give me information here about privacy policy? Give me the website so I can show everybody this tool that I actually really like. Oh, it's just contrast.app. Yeah, contrast.app. I think it costs, but there's a free version. It gives you enough. Like this one might actually be better to use. One-time fee. Wait, one-time fee, but it says $14.99 monthly and annual plans available. What? Guys, copy is extremely necessary because I don't know if this is, and why is it a slider? Okay, that's weird. I don't know if this is a monthly, an annual plan, or if it's a one-time cost. It says free on here. If I go here, I go plus membership. Lifetime plus. All features without time limit. Wait, what? Why is the price completely different? And also, what do I get with the Pro that I might want to buy? Use live previews, export colors, and share with colleagues. I don't know if I need to do that. Anyways, the base one is really good. Definitely recommend using that. Contrast.app. Hey, Simon. Good to see you, buddy. All right, let's see. Time to contact them. Agreed. You guys need help. I can get you more purchases. All right. I think this is good for the footer. I have wanted, oh no. I do want to add, okay, so like there's my wireframe, that actually helped a ton to figure out what I want to happen. Now it's just how can I give single links like these can have a little bit more flair. So like what happens on hover, or how can these appear a specific way or appear nicer? An easy way that I could do that is like on hover, there's just this like the same, like let's go here, but I don't want to do that on the footer. So this would be very unique to this. So like on hover, let's take the same styling here. So Command Option C, go over this one, Command Option V to paste the exact same styling, and then we'll go here and I'll set this to like BG light. Whoa. Oh, it's because I have, oh, wrong one, on the right side. So like it could be like that. Like on hover, it just shows like the pill shape. And those could probably come from like 0 and like they come up, so they scale up into the slot. I could use like an after element to do that. I kind of like that. I'll probably leave it. I'll just say like if I'm hovering over this, yeah, that works. Although why is it, this is a different height because of the icon here. That's fine. Cool. So let's keep that idea here. And let me put this in here. Background color would show on hover and would scale probably not from nothing, because that might be like too much. Would scale from, I don't know, like 80% to 100%. The background would need to be separated from, can't even spell, separated from the element. Use a pseudo element. Okay. So I'm going to take that idea here. Wait, what happened? Oh, it's just adding a duplicate. We're going to go here. We'll type in service areas. Okay. Articles. And pricing. And we can move these ones here. And then I need to reduce the padding on these to like almost 0. Probably like a tiny bit. So let's do space extra small. And then you won't see these backgrounds. Only when you're on hover here. Okay, can you, I don't know why you're way over there. Yeah, I like that idea. I don't know what it's gonna look like on mobile, but I like the idea so far. All right, let's see where else I can start making some adjustments here. I could, oh, there is one thing I've wanted to do and I don't know how this works yet. So like on these types of items, oh, it's like right here. Okay, but like let me switch this out because I'm curious how this works. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I just always forget to do it. And now that I'm playing with it, list item. So there's my list item. Let's drag that in there. I want this to be my dark. Oh, what's that? Why do I have, take me to this? So I'm going to go to main component. Light, dark. Oh, that's why. Dar. I want dark. So it's the same. Okay. Yep, dark. I want to label. And then I want to say, let's just copy this. These are much larger than the original ones. Like I might want to decrease the size of these, but I kind of like it. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to actually take this. What was it? 16? 18? This is 18 pixels. Let's go K. Oh, I can't do it here. I have to go to main component. I kind of want these to be, let's go 1.5. So 18 times 1.5 is a little better. I probably should just copy the 18 times 1.5. So 27. 27. 27. I kind of still don't like it. So we'll go 1.25. 18 times 1.25. And I'm going to have to adjust some of the... why do these... Like, why is it not center anymore? Like, it was center. But now it's not. Is it because the size? I need to go V. I have it set to be centered. I have this one set to be centered. But why is it when I... Okay, I'm going to press K on my keyboard. Why is it when I go down in size? Is it just because it's trying to do like pixel... Oh, you know why? It's trying to do its best to center them just on pixel values, but like this is not... Yeah. Is there a way to... I don't know if there's a way to fix that. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. It is center. It's just the computer is doing something weird. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. No, that looks better as it is. Okay, wasted money. So let's take that. Wasted money. This is going to be wear and tear. And I wanted to see how this works with the AI thing. Safety risk. Okay, let's take out those. All right, so if you have like a whole list of things that they're all the same, you can come down here and you can start dragging it to add more or decrease. Oh, that's like super sensitive though. Like I want that many. Oh, and it autofills it. Inconvenience, environmental impact. That's pretty cool. I haven't used that before. But these three are new. I can get rid of those, but that's really cool. I can take this whole thing here. We're going to go and paste it in here. And, or no, I don't want to. Let's actually just grab them one at a time. That's pretty sweet. I don't know why I haven't used that before. And I'm having a feeling that these are... Yeah, why is... I'm actually going to go to this real quick. Main component, go to main component. What I'm trying to see here is that this is text dark. Oh, it's because I'm pasting over and things don't get... Yeah, things get all weird when I do that. I don't like my text color here. I personally do not like the offset from the list icons to the title. I the center, but the shape is not really good to center. What happens to the X when you scale it? Yeah, it might be the shape itself. I also don't like the offset from the icon list to the title. Oh, do you mean like that it's not quite... Oh, I see what you mean here. It's not quite... Yeah, so what we'd have to do there is probably wrap it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. I see it now. Like it looks fine here, but not on these ones. So these, the frame icon, I need to frame it. And then on these two frames... Wait, where's my... These two, we're going to add like a top like margin just to center that. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Okay, let's go that one. Let's go to this one. And let's change those both to 22. Okay. That is so weird. It's still bugging me. I'm going to change this to swap it to... Oops. Oh, what happened? My framed icon had the icon, like an ability to change the icons, and then it removed. Did I press Command Z somewhere? What happened there? Framed icon. Wait, where's my... Huh? Oh, I'm on the wrong... I had K open, and K changes the whole thing here. V. There we go. Okay, what happens if we change this to a close? Yeah, see, it's off center. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm just gonna, if I make them a, whatchamacallit? I'm blanking today. What's it called when you take a frame and you make it a auto layout. What happens if I make it auto layout? Does that fix it? Yeah, it does. But why? All right, so just auto layout and make it center. So like this is now, or wait, is this? Okay. Yep. Those are both center, and now it's working. So if I K that, okay, that fixed it. I don't know why, but it did. So just auto layout. If you need it to be centered, and for some reason it's not doing it, auto layout the thing, and then it'll solve itself. Okay, so those should solve themselves as well, which is awesome. Cool. And then that, because I made those changes here, that should reflect here. So all those are looking better. I don't have to go and yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Speed of dry times. This is the boring stuff. I wish I could have like AI do it for me. And I'm gonna check contrast on one thing here while after I'm done with this last little bit. See, I kind of wish I would have done this. Oops. Did I press? I did. I kind of wish I would have made this component earlier while I was designing. That way I didn't have to go back and do all this. So like, yeah. Use your time wisely. Okay. That's better. And strange. Is it from 22.5 you had on it? And I'll even it seemed to work. Some, I mean, it has 22.5 on it. So if I go here, it doesn't show me the height right here. 21.67. So it's even weirder of a number, and yet it's still center. So it has to do something with how it was computing. Having it set to like a Flexbox worked a lot better. I struggle with aligning checkboxes with text. Do you mean like in Figma or do you mean in CSS? I think there are ways of doing it fairly easy with CSS. That's makes it easy for it to work on all different text sizes. I'd have to play with that. That's probably something I'm gonna have to do when I go and build this out, is make sure that like what happens if this changes to H3? Like now it's not even centered there. So I'd have to sort that out. Like how can I make sure that automatically fixes itself, that no matter what I use, it will leads up. Okay, I want to check this real quick. Accessibility for this before I continue. It's like barely accessible, which is it's it's like barely accessible. I'm gonna go to I'm using ACSS tokens. I'm gonna open that up and I have to activate it. All right, never mind. That's been kind of an annoyance. I don't know if he released a new update or not. ACSS. Let me move this over here real quick. I don't want you guys to log into my account, because then Kevin would have to give me new stuff. All right, let's go. Let's incognito. I can't do it there. I need music. I just don't want to annoy you guys with music while I'm working on this stuff. Customer dashboard. Yeah, I don't think it's changed. No, I don't think so. Darn. Okay. Cool. All right, let's I got a lot done here. I'm actually going to make this a component. Yeah. Command C. Actually, what we can do is just make this a component here. Yeah, create component. We'll call this footer. I'm just going to duplicate it, and I'm going to send the original. Let's move. So I don't have to like go to different places here. Move to page components. Cool. And footer, move to components. Did you? Oh, it's way over there. Okay, where's everything else? And then I want to do 2 variations. We'll do offer. Oh, actually, no. I think I could just, not the variation type. Remove that. I don't need this anymore. That's weird. You can't remove it. Okay, let's just go with Boolean, and we'll go offer card. Sure, offer card true, and then we'll just set this to. I don't really need to do this, but why not? I'm here. Offer card. So now if I go here, I can say, do I want that offer card? No, but of course, that is not filling. All right, so let's make the change in my wireframe so I can see what's happening. Can I make the change in my wireframe? Fill. And we'll set this to fixed width. That's fine. It's not going to be fun. I don't think it's going to be fun to actually lay out with CSS. I have to use a grid. I have to use some min maxes. Possibly. Yeah, I'll have to use a min max. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking dev stuff here. I think you said yesterday that it will come, but it's not updated yet. No, that's a bummer. I hope he gets it updated soon. Like I love using the tokens in here, but the plugin is just not working for me, which is unfortunate. I love Tommy. Tommy's one of my friends. Sorry, Tommy. But fix your plugin, please. Please, I beg you. All right, I need some coffee or something. All right, let's see what else we got to do here. I don't want to change out any of the icons right now. I already have it set for future design stuff. I did fix, I like this idea here, which, I mean, we could hop in and do that. No, it's 12:39. I really should get off. I want to, these things. I'm actually going to detach this for a minute so I can play with it. How do I want these to act? Like, do I want like a line? Which does work most of the time. Oh, I gotta show you guys something real quick. I found out, let me open up, while we're talking about like underlines, instead of just using the default underline value, like a text decoration, we're gonna do it, new.nickrc.com. I probably should make a video because this is actually super cool. I was trying to figure it out and I was working with Dia's AI and it helped me figure this out. You can use, what was the reason I had to do it this way? It was this, okay, I wanted to make an underline that sat like halfway, like in the middle, depending on the size. So I think I changed the line size here. Yeah, it like sat at like a specific height. I don't think I could figure out how to get it centered. I'm sure if I sat down and did that a little longer, I could. But I can change the line height here to be whatever it is I want. So it's like a weird pseudo height, pseudo underline, and it's using background. And the problem I had with using just underline was, no, it wasn't under, what was it? Oh, you couldn't use underline to like offset it, and it wasn't going multi-line. There was some issue I ran into, and I found out like I could use a background and set that background. It's like a pseudo line that would follow multi-line. So like it would go and break where I needed it. Yeah. Man, I wish I knew the exact, I'm sorry, it was a tangent. There was an exact reason why I had to go this route. I think I tried an after element. That didn't work because it didn't break lines. And the underline, I don't think you could set it. Could you set an offset on an underline? How to change the underline CSS offset? Can you do a negative value? Pulls the line under the text. Okay, so why didn't I go that route? Sorry, this is a complete tangent, but now that I'm on it, I'm like, why did I... There was a reason. Okay, I'm going to take this, and we're going to just turn that off for a second. Was it that? Because it breaks? How can I set the underline to not break or not have a visual break underneath each letter? Text decoration skip link none. This disables the link skipping that causes this to happen. Okay, so I go like 4 pixels. I could go like -2. Actually, let's go like what's this? 0.25m. 0.25m. Okay, and I'll just keep it at that. Why didn't I go this route? Color. Oh, how do I do the color? How do I change the line color? Oops. Text decoration color. Like, I could have checked the MDN docs on this, but this is so much faster. That's insane. Okay, why didn't I go with this route? Why did I go this whole obscene... I swear there was a reason, and now I'm looking like I don't know what the reason was. And this should be 0.125 m to be halfway. And that goes multi-line. Why didn't I use this? All right, note to myself, make that update. Actually, I kind of want to make that, since I have this here. Sorry, guys, this is total tangent here. I shouldn't even be doing this right now. Let's do new tab. Underline would not scale either. Scale in height. Yeah, I think it can. Well, I think this should work. I'm gonna see it right now if it doesn't. New. Let's go to my homepage. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and take that. Oh, can I not uncomment thing? Or can I not comment things out? Oh, it's here. I do it here. That's why. There we go. Okay. This was the... Did it not copy? No, it did. Here. Okay. I'm going to use the line size. So we'll go line size. Does it not work if I'm line size? Oh, okay, I just can't have the semicolon at the end of it. This, I want to do calc. So I want it to be centered. Calc var line size times negative 0.5. Okay, there we go. And then line gap. What was line gap? Oh, that was like for this specific. I'm just going to leave it. This will be my var line color. So I can change that if I need to. And actually, we'll go line color var primary. So we can just take this away and I can overwrite it with line color if I need to. So it'd be primary by default, but if I want to overwrite it ever, I can. And we'll just, I'm going to comment this out too. Why didn't I do this? No, I'm mad at myself for wasting time. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Did I just not know I could do offset? Like, that's looking fine. No, there had to be another reason. Sorry, guys. One sec. There had to be another reason. I'm thinking it had to have been because I wanted to extend it. No. I have no idea. Okay, cool. Well, learned something today. You removed the line color now. Was that intended? Yes. Probably didn't. Probably should have explained that. So I removed line color here, and I probably could do it here too with line size. So initially, line color was predefined here as var primary, and this was set to var line color. Okay, so now everything's going to be primary, but that's already my default color. And I don't need to define this if I don't want to define this right now if I don't need to. I want to be able to override line color in the future. And in order to do that, so if I how do I explain this? I hope I'm explaining this correctly. If I define line color right now on this class, if I want to override that line color in the future, and I might actually just call this underline color because that makes a lot more sense. Underline size, underline size, underline size, underline color. Okay, if I define underline color right now, if I want to define it later, I have to be more specific. So I can't target text fancy underline and then define an underline color. I have to add another class or an ID or something more specific than this in the future. So to avoid that, I know I always want it to be primary if I add this class to it. So I'm going to say, if underline color is available, use it. But if not, so comma, if it is not available, if it's not defined yet, do var primary as the default. So I can now go ahead and remove underline color. And now the default is going to be var primary unless in the future I decide, okay, let's go here. I'll just show on the front end. I'm sure I have like if I go, let's go to the content alpha. So on this element, if I go underline color, I can now define it as red. And so now that underline color for that entire section, no matter where that color underline color is, it's defined already. I don't have to go and target the text fancy underline. I don't have to do any of that. It's already done. It's just one line. I don't have to target anything deeper than that. So defaults are awesome, which is the same reason I'm probably going to use this, like underline size. What if I want that to change? So I'm going to go, the problem is though, is that this, if I want to define that in the future, I'm using it twice already though. I could just do, I'll just declare that here. But I don't, I could just do default underline size. Okay. And then here, use underline size. If that's not available, use default underline size. And then same goes here. And we'll use, if that's not available, use default underline size. There we go. So if I want to override that now, I should just be, I could do it anywhere, basically anywhere. Content alpha, like on that one, I could say underline size of 0.5 em. And so now we're larger. Cool. Planning for the future. Yeah, but you could just leave the line color there so you know it is set, assuming the CSS gets longer. Can't read the CSS blurry on my screen. Oh, but you fixed it. Wait, but you could just leave the line color there. So you know it's set, assuming the CSS gets longer. It would not get to the second. It would not get to the second as it is set. Not quite sure what you mean. Maybe I need to show you like one more example of this. Maybe this might drive it home. Let's go back. Let's go underline color, and we'll go var primary. Okay, so let's go here. Let's change this back to, I'll just change it back to underline color. So look, you can absolutely do this. Like there's no problem. It's not a problem. It just makes it a little bit harder. So I come here and I go, okay, on text fancy underline. So I'm going to add some, let's go here. Let's just say like for whatever reason, I want to target text fancy underline, and I want to set its underline. Well, this will, this is hard because it will work because this is a higher specificity style sheet. Like it's cascading. So if I change that to red, it will show. How else do I show this? Okay, let's I have a better way of doing this. Let's go to my heading. Let's say on my content alpha heading, I want to set the underline color. So that's like the entire heading. I want to set the underline color to red. It's not working. So how come when I go to my heading, so here's my span, my text fancy underline. How come when I go to my heading and I set underline color red, why is it not setting the underline color to red? Well, it's because it's already been set. It's already been set here, and this is already more specific. It's on this span where this is not, this is less specific. So in order for me to set an underline color, I'd have to go, okay, on content alpha heading, find my fancy, what did I call it? Text fancy underline. Find my text fancy underline, and then set its underline color to red. See, that's not even, why is that not working? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, it's dash dash, because it's a style, text fancy. Now it's going to work, but it won't work under just a single selector. It has to be two selectors. So if I go the other route, so let's remove this. If I go the other route, I remove the specificity of it. So we'll go here, var primary. Take that out. Okay. And now on heading, if let's just say this is a random heading, I actually want, for all those headings that have this class, I want the underline, if there's ever an underline color, I want the underline color to be red. Now it's just one of specificity. So it's a lot easier to override. I don't have to go like, why isn't that working? Oh, I have to go and select another selector. And then if you do two selectors, so two specificity, what if you have a section and now you want to go override that specificity? Well, now you need to have three selectors. So it just gets deeper and deeper. The less you can make it deeper, the better. And so now if I want to override this whole section, hey, here's my content alpha. Now I can say, right, my underline color of blue won't set, but I can say, you know what, let's target my dot content alpha heading, and let's set the underline color to blue. Okay, and now that's overwriting, and it's only two specificity now. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just prepping for the future so I don't have to do specific work all the time. Cool. Okay, glad that makes a lot of sense to you. All right. Shoot, I don't know. I don't really know what to do now. I was working on this, but I don't know if I want to do this or not. Like this is I'm gonna play with it real quick. This can be, send this to the back. Oh, that's gonna show way in the back X. Okay, I just want to see what this looks like. 0. Let's absolute position that so I can see what happens if I throw this in the background. Like the same idea here. Nah. Just feels the same. I mean, it's nice. I could add an arrow next to these. So like, let's go grab an icon here. So let's go my icon or my arrow. There's my arrow right. Let's insert that. Let's make this in here. What happens when I go, ooh, I can mix them. So let's put this in the front. This is 18. I want this to be 18 times 1.25. That's what I'm using for like these accent stuff. And this we'll set to base color. And I want this to be like less opacity. So we'll go to like 5. And what if this goes... Like, what if this might have to be closer then? So this has to be set to hug. Hug. Left aligned. Where's my line? There it is. And that's just, I guess, changes back to 100% opacity. And that could expand on hover. It's not terrible, but it's also not like my... Where's the end here? No. Let's go to, let's go to footer.design. Oh, I wonder if there's header.design. Is there both? No, there's not. I'll go to footer.design. I want to see if anybody's like created anything interesting. I think everybody just, yeah, uses text. Maybe I should just say the text. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. Like little accents before could work, like a dot or something. A dot could work because I'm using a lot of circles, a lot of rounded corners. So like if I did, let's go, take out that line. Let's go here to the frame. Let's add a circle and let's add a yellow primary and let's throw that in the front. Right, it's not terrible, but like what would happen on hover? Like would that circle increase on hover or something? What is a hover? Like that looks more like a status circle to me. So it's confusing. Oh, I do like I'm seeing this here. Like I do like the separators. So like I might add, like in between these, I might add a separator. So I'm gonna go line in here. We're gonna go border, color dark. And I need to control X on that. Let's throw this in between. Just so that they're like, we understand they're complete different items. Okay. And then let's lower this to be like space M. No, I kind of like the space L. But now it just gets too long. Yeah, it's going to get crowded really fast. These should all be set to fill. Okay. This is set to space extra large, which is what I want. No, but again, this can go up top when it gets on smaller devices. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna take this list. I'm gonna throw backpack in there. This is not set to fill. Let's throw that away, and let's set this to fill. Yeah, it's actually getting really squished really fast. So I don't think it's going to work for the navigation. So what I'm going to do here is actually throw this in my container here. And we'll do a, let's do like a side-by-side 50-50. Okay. And sometimes you have to play with this stuff to know, like, is this going to work or not? This, we can separate. Yeah. I'm going to throw it there instead. I'm glad I played with it, because it kind of showed where it's gonna break if you add like a longer title or, all right, yeah, so that's just not gonna work. Well, let's take this. I'm gonna go back to my components over here and we're gonna rework it. Let's take this, throw it in there. I'm gonna take the styling of this, put the styling on, that does not work apparently, okay. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go my space extra large, and then let's take this out. Yep, that out. This does need to have the offer card, and then this needs to be set to fill, and this has a set width. So if this disappears, this will just fill completely. This needs to be set to fill, and I need to grab this whole new one here, there, and take out the original. Okay. Okay, so now let's just copy. I'll place this in there. Okay, cool. That's better. Yeah, that works. Remove the site from navigation. Yeah, that's true. Let's go back to main component and let's change this to navigation. Yeah, that's cleaner, a lot nicer. Thank you, appreciate it. It's nice to do live. If you guys have it's already 1. I'll stay on for like 15 minutes. If you guys have a design you're working on, you want me to check out for the next 15 minutes, send me a link. Just add a dot, like change the, I don't think it'll let you allow links, so like just change the dot to look like that. And I'll take a peek at your designs. It'd be nice to do some like community type stuff. All right, I'll wait till you guys are done with that. Let's go and make this a component as well. This is gonna be my header. Let's make this, let's move the, copy that. So Command D, take the original. Let's move to my components page so I can reuse that anytime I want. And where'd you go? Okay, you're over here. I'm gonna frame both of these real quick just so I can see them better. I'll call this a header and footer. Cool. Okay. Those cards look good. See all reviews. Okay, so there's gonna be a reviews page, which honestly I think I can design a reviews page pretty darn quick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and if you guys, I'll wait till you guys see if you guys see anything. I'm gonna section this. We're gonna call this homepage. Actually, that was fine where it was. I'm gonna add another one here that is just gonna be reviews page. I might want to add that into the navigation as well. Okay. So I know on my reviews page, which yeah, actually that would work. Articles, reviews. So like first is, you know, taking action, next is pricing, next is something to help you try to make that decision to move with us. Articles, service areas, services. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's take all these out, except my footer. And then I'm going to change this. And I want to add something like to the header that tells me how many reviews we have on, like, could we take a screenshot of it? Like, do we want to show, like, 'cause this is probably going to be on Google Maps, right? So let's go to maps. I'm just like to add a little bit more to it. Let's go. I'm going to look at my own business. Okay. That is not, oh, it's magnified. Did somebody take my name? What? Someone took my, because, wait, magnified web. Oh, they just have a very similar name. That's funny. Okay. Well. All right. About to get into some lawsuits. All right. Let's go. No, just kidding. I'm not going to sue anybody. I want to go here. Like, how can I make somebody kind of feel like, oh, okay, we're talking about Google Maps. Like, do I want to have a screenshot? If I click on this, does it usually it pops up with like, it looks like that. It's like a side-by-side view. That's not funny. That stinks. Yeah, it kind of does stink. It's a very similar name. I don't know how long they've been around, but I'll dig into that later. Okay, so like we could use, I don't want to use like a screenshot. I might have to redesign it a bit, but like let's just, for now, let's take a screenshot. That is not a screenshot. Where's my, that one. Okay. And what if we said something like, how can we make this better? Like a left and right aligned. So like this could go side by side. Actually, let's do this. Let's go, these are one, these are another, side by side. This I need to set to fill. Same goes with that. Same goes with these two need to be left aligned. And this needs to be, take all my text here, and we're going to go Command Option L. Yep, for left aligned, all my text. And that needs to be set to fill. Okay. Let's remove that. Let's say reviews, 50 reviews, something. 50 plus 5-star reviews. And I can fix that. I don't really like using the emoji thing, so I can use something else there. Actually, I might just want to say star because that's confusing. That's just way simpler. Okay. This, it's not the actual business. It would help if it was the actual business. Like what happens if I go to the reviews tab? It's like a bar. We could show the bar. I'm just playing with ideas here. Right. So before I actually go and like create a mock-up, why isn't that? Oh, I got to copy. Save the clipboard. Oh, it looks like 99. It kind of does look like 99. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Yeah, I think we could just use something like that. It doesn't have to have the write a review, but it could have like how many reviews, how many of each. Because I know I care about that when I'm looking at reviews on Google. So if I could see that immediately, and then if I could pull in API information on the website, I don't think Etch does that yet. Bricks does, but I'll be using Etch. Yeah. I kind of like that. I kind of like using this idea. I do want to add a little bit more like, let's go here. I want to bring more attention to it. So let's go stroke. I'll probably make that into like an actual component in design, not just a screenshot. So it's just showing the card. Actually, do I have, this is gonna be my reviews page. Okay. Let's go here. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of offsetting it. I'm trying to think how that would look. So like similar design to this, where like the card with the 5.0 is here, and then the image, like let's take this whole section. Okay. And I'm gonna have to try to eliminate some stuff here. So like that's gonna have to go. That's gonna have to go. But what if? Can you show me the card here again? Seriously? You just showed me the card. That doesn't show. Like, show me the card on the map. How did I do that? Was it when I searched magnified web? No. Magnified. Darn it. Like, I wanted to show that card. Okay, well, it's not going to work. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to zoom out of this. And we could use like a custom style for it. Let's just take a screenshot of that. Okay, what if this was the screenshot? Oop. Again, I got to copy, save to clipboard. Oh yeah, that. And I can grab the image here, Command C, or delete, go to this one, Command C, and I'm just going to move this down. And then I'm going to go remove that. Yeah, I'll keep the, oops, I'll keep that on there too. And I want to take this and throw it in here and take those out. And then I'll just leave this white. Let's take off the border. Let's make this larger. What I probably need to do here is like go to this frame. There's this frame. That probably needs to be out of the frame here. Okay. Like I could set this like half and half here and then set these two little circles to white. Oh, I need to set the border on that to 0. Okay. Oh, that actually needs to be set to the background color. Oh, wait, hold on. Because that's it's a different design. Because it's not an actual cutout at this point. It could be a cutout. Like, can I change the blending mode here to be something that like gives me an idea? I don't want to have to go make this right now. No, this will give me the rough idea. Okay, that needs to be the background color. That needs to be removed. This needs to be shrunk down. So we'll go like K on my keyboard. Right, like something like that. And then this is set to, what's the height and width on this? 19. So this will be the 19 as well for my border radius. 19, 19, 19. Just to make everything match a little bit. Yeah, it would have to be the background color in order for this to like look right. But that can be adjusted. And then these I can probably move the whole thing over a little bit. So it's like half mark. Also, Google loves when you use their embed. So this would be like an embed of some kind. And then what I do is on the actual embed, we'd probably move over. So let's scale it. Probably move it to be like that. Cool. Okay, that's fine. This can also be 19, just to match. I would leave the white, write a review in and link it to Google. Oh, dude, that's fantastic. Yeah, leave it and write a review. No, that's a good idea. Okay. And then do I need to change, do I want to change these cards to be something special and unique? Like it's not needed. Like this already works. And then I would just do, this would just be load more. Like it can be a reusable. Why make it complicated? It would be cool if we could get some video reviews. So I can make like a video element and put those first. Like people will respond to video reviews a lot more than anything else. So do I have I do have a carousel on here. Oops, wrong one. Forgot it's on the same page. I do have a carousel on here. They're going to be like up and down. I need to hop off. Okay, guys, this is fun. I'm going to probably make a video element on my off time. I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then, man, what do I want to do? Actually, I'd want to center this. I need to get off. No, I like it top aligned. I need to get off. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys are liking these videos. Again, please like this. Please leave a comment if it's something you guys want me to continue. I hope you guys are getting something out of these live views. And yeah, I plan to do more if you guys are enjoying them. If you guys want me to review any on my next one, I would love to actually like sit down and look at your designs. Reach out to me on Twitter or on X. I don't know what it's called. Reach out to me on X. Send me a message if you guys have any designs. You guys can also reach out on my website, send a support request, and just say, hey, I want you to look at this design and review it. We'll show it on live stream, and we'll go over it. We'll go over content. We'll go over design. We'll go over probably a plethora of other things as well. If you have it designed out, I might even look, or developed out, I might even look into the code. So just show me what you guys got. If you guys want feedback on it, it'd be fun to do on a live stream. So send that my way. I look forward to talking to you guys later, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.